So welcome back to Sprague Homestead. Today we're going to give you some advice and a tip that we used on our farm for many years. One of the things that we've done is to mix our own feed. Now this goes for all of our birds, our livestock guard dogs, and especially our rabbits. One of the things we typically do is that we mix all the feeds behind. So you can see behind we have calf manna, some commercial rabbit pellets, wheat, barley, sunflower seeds, and how we mix it is with our compost tumbler as a mixer.
So you might be asking yourself, why mix feed? You can get a complete ration for rabbits, you can get a complete dog food, you can get complete rations for your, horses, cows, chickens, pigs, you name it. Well, we had a veterinarian when we lived down in Mississippi tell me one time, when it came to the big dogs, if you trust one company to always do the right thing for your animal's nutrition, you're going to be sorely disappointed. So what he told me back then was the best breeders in the world mix all of their feed. Being a rabbit breeder, I've talked to a lot of people, and some people don't believe in this. That's fine. If you're happy with the feed that you've got, then go with that. But for us, we've been mixing our dog feed now for about 5 years. We do a bunch of different brands. And on occasion, when we've had a recall pop up, it doesn't really bother us. We usually know before the recall hits that something's not right because the dogs will just roll the nuggets that they don't like out. Very similar to what happens with my rabbit feed. Last January, well, actually this January, back, earlier this year, so 2017, we went in to buy rabbit feed and found out that our feed had been on a recall. Vitamin D toxicity. I know a number of breeders who lost rabbits. We didn't. And the reason for that is in October, a few months prior to that, I noticed the rabbits were digging through their feed and just not real happy. At this point, we had fed a whole pellet, and I wasn't happy with the condition on the rabbits. So what we did is we started mixing in some other things, and not only did our rabbits improve, but they survived, where a lot of other people's didn't. So that kind of reaffirmed the philosophy that you are better off mixing your feed than just straight up buying it. And so that's kind of what we're doing.
So now that Nikki has explained why we mix our own feed, let us tell you the tip that we give to you. So all of these behind me have all the ingredients listed on a tag. The three things we're looking for are fat, fiber, and protein. So if I give you a blow up of each of these, you can see on here the list is fat, fiber, and protein. Now each of those are going to be mixed at different quantities. So based on what your target is, you're going to use like a weighted average. And we use an Excel sheet that gives us the ability to adjust up and down of how many scoops of each go into the barrel. And then we just turn it over and mix it well before we feed it to the rabbits. So now each one of these has a fat, fiber, and protein percentage on it. And then we just mix the number of scoops to get the end result that we're looking for.
So if you're a rabbit breeder, you might be thinking, wait a second, what about mineral content? This is where the rabbit feed comes in, and this is the reason that I use the commercial rabbit feed in my blend. You can buy the little mineral spools. They're a little bit of a sanitation risk, especially if you've got spraying bucks in the barn. So I rely on my rabbit feed, my commercialized rabbit feed, for almost half of my blend to bring that mineral content that I need into the feed. But if we get something like the situation that we had this last year where we got too much vitamin D, that's not going to affect me because that mineral content is only half of what my feed is. completed rabbit feed. It's rabbit feed, orchard grass, alfalfa, pellets, wheat, barley, oats, black oil sunflower seeds, and some calf manna, especially since we've got some nursing moms in there.
Okay, so that's the little secret that we keep, and now we give that to you. So if you have any questions on how to do a weighted average using the math or Excel or a spreadsheet or anything else, be glad to help with that. Otherwise, hopefully this is a little tip for you guys, and if you want to start showing animals or just keep them in optimum performance and health, this is a good way to do it. We'll see you next time from Sprague River Homestead.